Hi, I'm Rich with Inside Big Data, and we're here at PuppetConf 2013. I'm here with Luke Kanies, the CEO of Puppet Labs. Well, Luke, first of all, thanks for having me here. I wanted to ask you, what is PuppetConf all about? I mean, this is a lot of work. There are a lot of people here. Why do you guys go through this?
It's all about getting the community together. It's getting people a chance to share what they've done in the last year, to meet the people they've been working with on the internet over the last year, and especially to learn. We get a ton of new people coming to the conference. We get people who have never used Puppet or who are just in the early stages of any automation projects, and this is their chance to learn more in 2 to 4 days than you can normally learn in a year of experimentation.
So what's new from Puppet Labs this week? What did you guys roll out?
Well, we have a lot of really interesting work that we're talking about in the demo rooms downstairs and the developer days and things like that. But one of the most interesting things that we did this week was we demoed a new product that we're going to have out in the next, it should be early in Q4, which is essentially an enhancement to our reporting product that gives you not just a view of what the individual nodes in your network are doing, but really looking at it from the perspective of the roles, what are all the roles in your network and how are they performing, and then what are the individual resources you're managing, how do they look across the whole network. So it's a different couple new slices on how to view your infrastructure, and the thing that I love about that tool is it's fantastically simple and at the same time really powerful.
Yeah, I kind of had my spies out here with the Twitter, right? And I've been following the buzz. I just got here on your second day, and the one theme that just kept popping up was automate everything. Is that kind of representative of what you're doing here?
Yeah, certainly relative to the last couple of years, there's been a lot more focus on not just the compute resources, but really managing the entire infrastructure, whether that's going horizontally to the network devices, and we've seen a ton of interest in the work that Cisco and Juniper have done on getting Puppet running on their switches, and that the NextOS team at VMware is doing, and then also going vertically and not just automating the core infrastructure, but really automating the whole stack up to the application layer.
And then, what are the new themes this year compared to last year? I mean, what messages are you bringing forward?
Like those two pictures probably cover it more than so. Those two plus a couple others, I guess. Yeah. First is covering that network story, making it so that when you're talking about automation, you really are automating all the pieces it takes to build out your application. And then second, make sure that you're covering the whole stack, right? That you can build up from the bare metal up to I've got my application layer, I've got the whole piece, and a critical part of that application story is continuous delivery. And many of our larger customers, I had a customer in the same room an hour ago saying, look, we're not going to do continuous delivery in our production. It's too important. We can't do that. But they still want the same tooling. They want the same processes. They might throw some gates up. They might make it take a little bit longer intentionally, but they still want the exact same tooling and concepts behind continuous delivery throughout their entire infrastructure. And they're looking at building this out in their 3,000 applications around their enterprise in the next 3 years. So there's a lot of work to do there. Another one is content, which has been a major focus for us in the last year. We've now got more than 1,400 modules published on the Forge. We've got 1.2 million modules downloaded in the last 12 months. So that's an area where it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. So we've got a team of people devoted to all the Puppet Labs modules, making sure that, first and foremost, let's get all the pull requests in. Let's make sure that everybody who's trying to contribute to those contributions make it in very quickly. But let's get to the point where we can support those for our customers. Let's make sure that we have great examples. So if you're building one, you've got 200 examples you can rely on as a good baseline. So that's another major piece. And then lastly, it's really just about continuing to work on the core. We've got fantastic core technology, but it always needs to get better. We've got customers who are kind of moving the comma in the number of servers that they have under control of Puppet, and we're great at 100 machines, we're great at 1,000 machines, we're great at 10,000 machines. As you get into the 100,000 machines territory, we always want to make sure we know it's possible today. We've got people who are doing it, but the question is, how much work does it take to get there? And going from it's possible to it's easy is a major focus for us.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to go without asking you about VMware. They're a big investor and a big sponsor of this. What are the synergies between VMware and Puppet Labs?
Well, VMware, we don't have any customers who aren't using VMware, and so when we go to our customers, VMware has helped them to set a new benchmark in terms of how quickly they can move. When your infrastructure used to take, was limited by how quickly Dell could ship you servers, everything else could be slow too. But when you can get the machines up and running in a couple of minutes, then you kind of want the whole rest of the system to go that quickly too. So when we go to talk to customers, the work they've done with VMware has kind of helped set the stage for how quickly they want the whole organization to work. And what we help them do with their VMware products is to kind of get the rest of that system in line. And whether it's working directly with the management business unit, which we have a great relationship with, and making sure that the products they build integrate directly with Puppet, so that we can take a lot of the heavy lifting of doing the automation of the back end itself, or getting the actual core provisioning, getting a lot of the when I spin up an application, it's not just about the stuff on the VMs. It's spin up the VMs, do the work on those VMs. If you can turn 1,000 machines on in 5 minutes, but it still takes you 6 weeks to configure them. That's not very useful. Yep. So there's a great amount of synergy. Obviously we're not just a VMware company. We work great on Amazon. We had Microsoft here talking about Azure. We have Google talking about their compute engine. So it really is we're working on everything. But I don't think maybe Red Hat is the only company that's this pervasive. Red Hat, Cisco, and VMware are just pervasive across our customer base. So we make sure we have a great relationship with all of them. Coincidentally, they're all here this week, and so yeah, it's been great.